Ahead of London Sumo 2025, let's look at what's happened to the wrestlers who headlined there last time in 1991, in order of rank at that point. Hokutomi, London 91 champion, fought just 7 more competitive bouts after that event and retired 7 months later. Now 61, he has served as sumo chairman for the past 9 years. Asahi Fuji fought just 3 more competitive bouts after returning from the UK capital, hanging up his Yokozuna rope 3 months later. The 64-year-old has since trained up 2 Yokozuna, including the only current one, who was born 47 days after London 91. Konishiki, after his love-in with English-speaking fans, stayed active for 6 more years before walking into showbiz. In addition to Hawaiian music concerts, he currently stages sumo shows, chiefly in the United States, with a host of retired wrestlers. Kirishima kept fighting until March 1996, just before turning 37. He has since trained up an Ozeki deemed worthy of his own ring name, and currently assists at Otowayama Stable. Takatoriki was fired from the coaching ranks in 2010, ostensibly for gambling, but most likely for backing Takanohana in the fraught board elections of that year. He now runs a grilled meat restaurant chain while building his own sumo dojo, and also built sumo's most watched YouTube channel based on his many grievances. Takahanada would later become Yokozuna Takanohana, then Director Takanohana, in that fraught election just mentioned. His many acts of rebellion made him numberless sumo enemies, hence he felt obliged to leave the fold in autumn 2018. He currently leads several private sector sumo projects while appearing in TV commercials. Akinoshima continued fighting until passing 37, and still gets in the practice ring now as he nears 58 as Master Takadagawa. Despite his many foreign fans, he is yet to recruit a foreign wrestler. Akebono became the first non-Japanese Yokozuna 15 months after London 91, then abandoned the sport in 2003 to enter mixed martial arts, and after that, pro wrestling. An in-ring collapse in 2017 left him wheelchair-bound for the rest of his days. He left us in 2024. Koto Fuji, now 60, kept fighting for 4 more years after London, then left the Sumo Association in 1999. He was helped out by Takatoriki when his fledgling TV career went south, and, after a brush with the law, started YouTubing in 2020 until health problems rendered him bedbound. Tochinowaka would leave the ring in 1999, then become one of sumo's more successful coaches, training up, amongst others, the only Georgian Ozeki to date. He is currently sumo's number 2 at the age of 62. Sakahoko barely lasted a year after London 91, and went on to inherit his father's stable, raising Kakuryu to Yokozuna. Pancreatic cancer sadly took him in September 2019. Mito Izumi would win an Emperor's Cup just 9 months after the London event, and wrestle into the new millennium. He currently runs sumo's smallest stable at the age of 62. Misugi Sato would leave the ring in 1998 and stay on in the coaching ranks until 2006. While serving Shikoyama Stable as a guest coach even now, he chiefly works as a chiropractor in Tokyo's Nakano district. Kushima Umi would wrestle on for 7 years after London, then eventually open his own Tagonouda stable and give this man his sumo break. He unfortunately suffered a heart failure while coaching in 2012 and left us at 46 years old. Waka Hanada would of course go on to reach Yokozuna in 1998. He's currently one of the more sought-after commentators and columnists. You can catch his views on Abema TV. Tomoe Fuji competed for 7 more years post-London and helped bring stablemate Chiyo Taikei through the lower ranks. Still only 53, he heads up his own Fuji trading company, which sells agricultural tools. Kyoku Dozan went into politics in 1996, and after falling off that greasy pole, went into the restaurant business while engaging in other sumo events. Koto Nishiki had won the tournament prior to London 91. He would take the cup again some 7 years later. Since 2000, he's been chasing a record for most changes of elder stock, and currently runs his own stable. Koto Gaume, runner-up in London 91, retired 5.5 years later, and held elder stock for a decade. He still guest coaches, I believe, at Shikoroyama Stable, but is better known for his 2 chanko shops. Kiri Nishiki would last a further 4 years once coming home from London, the place where he realized his dream of fighting in the same hall played by his hard rock heroes Deep Purple. He is still in the coaching ranks at the age of 62, and runs a chanko shop on the side. Koto no Waka inherited his father-in-law's stable when retiring in 2005. His prize pupil is also his son, who will likely be Yokozuna by the time London 2025 starts. He's currently a sumo director and association PR chief. Terao would continue thrusting away for 11 years post-London, then build the present Shikoroyama stable, where he trained up the current master and title winner Abi. He sadly left us when his heart gave out in 2023. Takami Sugi would retire in November 1995, then embark on a 3-decade coaching career, which has seen him train up Takanosho and take on Takakeisho at his friend Takanohana's request, guiding the latter to Ozeki and 4 Emperor's Cups. Wakasegawa was gone from the ring within a year of London. He would open a ramen shop at first, then work as a building caretaker, but health problems took him from us at the age of 49. Koto Tsubaki wrestled on until March of 1995 and has assisted at Sadogatake Stable every year since. Currently 64, he can still be seen running his eye over training on the sumo tours. Daisho Yama competed until late 1995 and set up the present Oitekaze Stable less than 3 years later. He's recruited many a wrestler from his former university and seen Daisho win a title. Ryogoku retired just 15 months after London and founded his own stable in 1998. He's trained up Ozeki Goedo and Sekiwake Myogiryu, and currently serves as a sumo director in his 63rd year. Daishoho was tragically diagnosed with pancreatic cancer while still an active wrestler in 1999. He left us before that year was out. Ozutsu was already 35 at the time of that London event. He'd retire half a year later, coach until 2008, then dabble in the restaurant business. He currently guests at events in his adopted home of Yokohama. Kasuga Fuji prolonged his career until 1996, then set up his own Kasugayama stable. He was forced out of sumo in 2012 for fiddling expenses, then refused to hand over his elder stock to his appointed successor. He died of a stroke shortly after that court case was settled. Oginohana would last in the ring until 1998, and take over the reins of Dewanomi in early 2014. He has since guided Mitake Umi to the rank of Ozeki and currently sits on the board of directors. Koto Inazuma has assisted at Sadogatake stable since parting with his sumo sash in 1999. He's a deputy sumo director and a member of the judging division. Mainomi kept dancing around his foes until 1999, then moved into sumo media to become a towering matchday presence. He is NHK's go-to analyst. Wakashoyo retained a sumo rank until 1997, coached until 2000, then transitioned into kickboxing, MMA, and pro wrestling. He was recently in an internet spat with ex-stablemate Takatoriki. Kitakachi Doki would wrestle until the new millennium. He is currently at the helm of Isenomi stable and serves as a sumo director. Toyonomi fought his last match in 1999, then coached until 2002. He opened a grilled chicken shop in the late 2000s, but was cruelly claimed by pancreatic cancer in 2021. Inazakura left the ring in 1994, coached for another 5 years, then opened his own chanko shop, which has subsequently closed. Takanofuji retired only 7 months after London, then gained additional fame in Japanese pro wrestling. Famously temperamental, he's mainly been working odd jobs over the past decade. Tamakai Riki bowed out of the ring in 1996, then tried his hand at mixed martial arts. He currently owns 2 highly rated Tokyo chanko restaurants. And Kyoku Gozan also retired in 1996 and is managing his own chanko shop at the age of 56.